Open your eyes.
She got sucked up into this cult where she was gone, and somebody else was that she was infatuated with was pulling the strings and making her do what they wanted her to do.
A cult would come to light in 2021 with the arrest of a New York man. This cult, hiding and working to recruit through social media, was involved in child abuse, animal abuse, and encouraged self-harm. So because of this, viewer discretion is strongly advised. Hopefully YouTube will allow the discussion of this cult, even though I already know I'm going to be demonetized. It is still worth the risk to my channel in order for parents to learn about the dangers of children being allowed online unsupervised. Hello, my name is Holly. Welcome to the Murder She Shed, the place where you can hear rarely discussed true crime right from my she shed. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because in this big YouTube world, a girl can get lost in here. A 23-year-old was arrested in Queens, New York in November of 2021 on possession charges. One investigators found on his social media pages and in his home put them hot on the trail of an international cult called 764. 764 is an offshoot group of the Order of Nine Angles. Angel ALMEIDA, who previously served time for third-degree burglary, was arrested in late November 2021 after the FBI received several tips over 2 previous months alleging he had possessed firearms, was violent, and posted explicit images of children online. Among the multitude of red flags that prompted law enforcement to pounce were the various self-incriminating posts ALMEIDA allegedly made on social media. He had numerous pictures posing with firearms with captions such as, "For the 2K haters," as well as him wearing a t-shirt that said "Kitty Fiddler" in front of a computer monitor which displayed the message, "I am addicted to hardcore child pee," with the Nazi flag in the background. He also had a second account under the name Necropedocele with images of a child bound and gagged. The account posted another photo with the caption "No Limits Evil" alongside a photo of a bloody cat. In addition to finding the social media post, authorities seized a drawing of runic symbols smeared with what appeared to be blood from ALMEIDA's house. The bottom of the paper features the words, "A covenant signed in blood. May the devil walk with you always," in the name of a Satanist, also smeared with blood. He also had child pee on multiple cell phones and was selling them as a way to distribute the material. He had coerced at least 2 minors into SIA acts through social media accounts. ALMEIDA coercion was so far as to hold his victim at gunpoint, drinking her blood and then raped her. Because authorities discovered his accounts, this led the FBI to this cult and the founder of 764. 764 was founded by a manipulative 16-year-old boy in Texas named Bradley CADENHEAD. CADENHEAD used the different screen names Felix or Brad while running the group. He quickly gained a web following as a leader of a group described in court filings as a cult fixated on sadistic acts. He created the first 764 Discord server in January of 2021. The group would deliberately target minor victims between 8 and 17 years old on publicly available messaging platforms to extort them into recording or live streaming acts of self-harm and producing child essay material. One of those victims was a 14-year-old girl from Oklahoma who was persuaded by CADENHEAD to send a nude photo. CADENHEAD immediately used this as leverage to get the young girl to live stream degrading and violent acts. These violent acts included carving their screen names deep into her thigh, drinking from a toilet bowl, and beheading a pet hamster. The escalating pressure reached a nightmarish peak when she was presented with a final barbaric demand to live stream her own unaliving. Fortunately, her mother was able to intervene before her daughter was able to act on the final demand. This kind of predatory behavior is called sextortion. It refers to a predator convincing a victim to send explicit images of themselves and then using that to bend the victim to their will. This most commonly involves money, but can, for instance, involve threatening to send pictures to the victim's parents if they don't cut themselves or give them money. In many cases, these demands involve the creation of child essay material. Some of these acts that a minor is forced to do involves animal abuse and acts with animals. And there were also a few cases where they would actually force people who had younger siblings to do something to their younger sibling. The group used Telegram or Discord in order to chat about their sadistic behavior. The cult recruits from a wide array of sources, which include traditional social media platforms as well as games like Minecraft and Roblox. Usually they prey on the weak and vulnerable. CADENHEAD first became obsessed with violent pictures and videos at age 10, and his fascination grew as he aged. Eventually, he met a person on Minecraft with whom he cultivated this fascination and started the 764 cult. CADENHEAD had a penchant for graphic violence with his chat group featuring a constant stream of animals being mutilated and people being killed. Most were edits of existing content, but some of them were not. He extorted several victims into live streaming themselves, killing their pets. Before him, there was a sextortion group called CVLT, which became infamous when KALEB MERRITT, one of its members, traveled all the way across multiple states to find one of his online victims, a 12-year-old girl in real life, and her multiple times. MERRITT, then 21, met his victim on Instagram before inviting her to a private CVLT chat room on Discord and began abusing her online. His victim, 12-year-old Allie Broadway, was pressured to carve his name on her leg and to keep cutting, as well as share explicit images of herself as proof of her devotion. She has since come forward to speak about her abuse.
When he told you to cut yourself to prove that you loved him, what went through your mind?
I knew it hurt, and I knew that it at some point just became addicting. Every time I did something wrong, cut. Every time I mess up, every time I make a mistake, slice. It was just an ongoing cycle, and it took me years to break that cycle. I never thought I would get out of that cycle.
In February 2021, MERRITT drove more than 20 hours from Texas to Virginia to camp in the woods behind the little girl's home, where she said he raped her multiple times while camped out in the woods behind her home. He even filmed the rape and live streamed it to the members online. She said that a few days after arriving in Virginia, he demanded she live with him. Police issued an Amber Alert, and Broadway was found in, North Carolina a day later. MERRITT was arrested and later convicted of several charges, including child P. The leader of CVLT cult was Richard Densmore, who went by Rabbit online. Densmore was a 47-year-old man who resided in Michigan, was a veteran suffering from schizophrenia and living on veteran benefits. Densmore, or aka Rapid, was recorded describing child essay in multiple Discord calls. One video showed Rapid repeatedly laughing at the prospect of abusing a minor in front of his haters. Rapid streamed himself prior to his arrest, sailing on a boat to CP Island, where he housed his private stash. The FBI executed a search warrant on Densmore's home last February, finding child P and other material related to the 764 cult. For some reason, Densmore was a free man for another 11 months. Investigators finally executed a second search warrant at his home in March, allegedly finding 2 cell phones hidden in an air vent in his bedroom. I'm not sure why he was let free so long when he was proven to have CP. Thought that was kind of odd. After they found this phone in the air vent, on it they found images that included a girl with "rapid" written on her forehead and pictures of lines cut into the little girl's legs and the letter R bleeding cut into a girl's chest. Another member of 764 had a wild and bizarre story before even being arrested for CP. On August 25th, 2023 in Friendsville, Tennessee, 24-year-old Kyle Spitz was shot by his stepdad, Jeffrey Scott West, as Kyle recorded the whole incident on his phone. His mom, Melanie Spitz, can be seen trying to defuse the situation. Despite her efforts, the situation took a horrifying turn when West pointed a gun at Kyle and pulled the trigger, grazing Kyle's ear.
I'm getting ready to blow his damn brains out right now.
Stop it! Stop it!
Blow my brains out. You want me to?
No!
You want
Stop
me
it!
to?
Stop it!
Sue me, I guarantee you'll go to jail for life. I'm getting ready to blow his brains out and yours. I'm tired of this shit. You're gonna blow my mom? You're gonna blow my mom's brains out? Point that gun at me again.
You just f***ing hit him? Did he hit you? Oh my God! You're going to jail.
Kyle was able to escape the house. His stepdad, however, ended up killing himself after a standoff with police at his home. Kyle was taken to the hospital, later released, and afterwards posted the video of his shooting online, which went viral. The Law and Order Network even interviewed him about the incident on that day.
Your relationship with West, I mean, what was it like?
Me and him had a good relationship, honestly, for a long time. Things just got out of hand that particular evening. They had been recently throughout the time, like throughout the last month that he was alive. Me and him started having arguments, and he was impaired a lot.
So to be clear, I mean, what were you guys disagreeing about?
I didn't have any disagreements with him. He didn't, I don't know. He just didn't like me, honestly.
It has been speculated that Kyle's stepfather shot him because he was a cross-dresser. This story only becomes more bizarre after Kyle recorded another video to Telegram on January 28, 2024, after he woke up to find his mom deceased. While high on drugs, Kyle recorded his mother laying on the floor deceased, and bizarrely, during the video, he can be seen groping his mother's breast.
I just woke up and there's blood bed everywhere, and Mom won't breathe, and I'm scared. I'm so scared. I don't know what to do. Oh my God. Mom, please. Mom. Mom.
At first, people assumed Kyle had actually murdered his mom, but her death would later be ruled an overdose. The blood that was found in the bed was said to be because she vomited due to her condition of liver cirrhosis. Even before his mother's death, there had been rumors going around that Kyle was involved in the online cult 764. When Kyle was just 18, he was groomed by a 38-year-old woman named Tara, who was involved with similar cults like 764. He moved to Washington with this woman, and she taught Kyle how to groom others online. Even before his mother's death, his ex-girlfriend tweeted online about his abuse towards minors. On January 16, 2024, ex-user @BabyTeethGirl tweeted, "I cannot believe my ex has gone viral." She further stated, "I hope it haunts him for the rest of his life, what he is doing to me and multiple other girls and children." She also said in another tweet that Spitz had allegedly posted a revenge pee of her and other women and minors to make money off of them. Other ex-users on the same day levied similar accusations. Federal court documents show the FBI requested a search warrant for Spitz's cell phone. Once authorities seized the phone, they said that they found explicit material involving a minor, and that metadata on one of the videos of this minor contained information proving the minor is located out of Tennessee, so they were able to locate her. The FBI also said it found the social media app Telegram on Spitz's phone, along with messages between Spitz and the minor depicted in the explicit content. The FBI says Spitz went by the username Criminal in chats. Spitz is accused of distributing the minor's information on his Telegram account on January 19th, only one day after he did the interview on the Law and Crime Network. He posted in part, "She's in the content channel, cutting her tongue and nude." When the FBI interviewed the minor about a month later, the minor said she was only 12 years old when the images were taken, and that Spitz told her to do it. The minor also told the FBI Spitz demanded she send self-harm images and videos of her on several occasions. Kyle also recorded and put online 2 recordings of chickens getting beheaded. In one video, the chickens' entrails were placed to spell out cream. Weirdly, several pages of his affidavit is blacked out, so it's impossible to tell most of the details surrounding his case. On December 13th, the FBI in Honolulu executed a search order on Kalana Limpkin and discovered he had child pee, including images of little girls being. This girl that had turned Limpkin into authorities first encountered the man on Omegle. Limpkin allegedly showed the victim video of a 5-year-old being and brought her back to his Discord server. Limpkin had rules for the victim and would make girls cut his name into their body and had a collage of pictures of it. Limpkin reportedly talked to other minor females and asked for nude photographs every 2 hours and commented that the younger the females, the better. Since 2021, at least 20 children who were victims of sextortion have died by unaliving themselves. The statistics are that most sextortion schemes involve boys as the victims. Boys believe they are communicating to girls online and are even sent nude pics of that girl and told it is their turn to send a pic to the scammer. Usually it's other boys that are scamming the victims. One 17-year-old boy, James Woods, was a victim to this crime. In November 2022, James was fixing to graduate high school and attend college when he took his own life. James was contacted on Instagram by an attractive young woman. Their conversation turned, and the woman asked James if he wanted to see her naked in a video chat. After the chat, the woman said it was James' turn, and he, reciprocated. The woman or people she was working with captured a naked image of James from the video chat and used this image to begin threatening him. The initial demand was $6,000, but it dropped to $300. James gave his tormentors 100 and iTunes gift cards, but the threats continued. James received 200 messages in less than 20 hours. They said James would be labeled a. His parents wouldn't love him. He wouldn't be able to get into college or even get a job. They would hurt or kill his parents. You might as well end it now, they said to James. James' exploiters made good on one of their threats and sent a naked photo of him to many of his friends and family members. James' parents, Tamia and Tim Woods, now have made it their mission to educate people about these online crimes. The members of these cults force victims to carry out 4 key types of harm that may be recorded and shared on social media platforms or disseminated internally. These include forced drug use and self-harm, such as self-injuries with blades or needles, asphyxiation, or burning. They also regularly encourage people suffering from mental health problems to kill themselves on camera. New members are also encouraged to engage in animal abuse, being forced to injure or kill personal pets or other animals. I can't even imagine what could convince you to do that. Not even my husband or my kids could convince me, but you know. Some things that parents should look for are unexpected packages, as members of these abuse and extortion networks are known to send children razor blades, devices, and other material to use in creating online content. Also look for fresh cuts, bruises, wounds, and scars, and unusual patterns, and sudden behavior and appearance changes. Be attentive to children wearing long sleeves or pants in unusual circumstances. Most importantly, monitor children's online activity and talk to your children. Make sure they know that these kinds of things can happen to them online. Make sure they understand the dangers of such things. Although I know YouTube doesn't want me to talk on this subject, I believe this is actually one of the most important subjects I've ever talked about, as I can tell you how to prevent this before it even happens. All right, guys, I'm going to tell y'all bye. So I know. Well, let me tell. I'm trying to say something here. You got a kid from my neck. You're stronger than me. Anyway, I want to tell y'all bye. Love y'all. We're going to go ride. Bun bun. Bun bun means four-wheeler, in case you're new. Sorry. Sometimes I forget people don't know that he really loves four-wheelers. Really a lot. Bye.